Hey y'all, hey! I've been gone such a long time, and so much has happened, and still happening. Um, what I'm trying to say. Oh, for those of you who don't know me, I am Ella. I live in Zone 6. You might say 6A. I just usually say 6. Right now it is June, I believe June 25th. I believe. Anywho, I'm in my garden. I am like in love with certain areas of my garden right now, especially the flowers. They're doing so well. I finally have success in growing broccoli. Oh my God. And I don't know about you guys, in Midwest, we are raining and raining and raining. So the good thing about that, the rain barrels are filled to capacity that I'm going to have to start drawing some out of them and saving them in little buckets and stuff because they're overflowing because of all the rain. But the garden is bursting and absolutely loving it. I don't have to worry about my tomatoes because they're still in development, so I don't have to worry about them splitting. But everything else is loving every bit of this. So my favorite area of the garden right now, and the reason why I started the videos here, this is my favorite area right now. My lilies are just awesome. I didn't think I would like lilies this much, but I do like them. A lot of people don't like them because they're short lived. They're not as short lived as tulips, I can say that. But anyway, it's kind of tight over here, but I like the cottage look, those of you who know me. And these pots, I'm going to bring you guys in a little closer. I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to bring you guys in a little closer, but I just want to give like this is just a little piece, right? My hollyhocks that I planted last year are blooming. The lilies, of course, come back every year and they get more beautiful and vigorous with each year. And then I always do a couple of pots. So I'm drawing, come in a little closer and I'm gonna flip this camera around because I want you guys to see just how much I am loving this space right now. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, the lilies. I said the lilies. And I got like three little areas with these lilies that look just like this. They're absolutely beautiful. I'm going to come in a little closer just so you guys can get the whole excitement that I'm feeling right now. Like, you, uh, duh. This right here alone is a postcard. Beautiful. Okay, and they're getting so big and heavy, and because of all the rain, some of the stems are drooping over. I think I'm gonna cut one and take it in the house. The ones that are kind of like this, I might cut a branch and bring it in the house. I do have some gladiolas that's in the house that's absolutely gorgeous. I forgot that I put comfrey also back here that you can use as a fertilizer. I have Black Eyed Susans that will be opening soon. There's a boxwood stashed in there some kind of way. I forgot that I put garlic back here. So these garlics, like 1, 2, 3, and I think we got 2 more on the other side, are going to be huge. Look at the hollyhocks. Tell me these are not gorgeous. Look at hollyhocks. And I'm only like 5'1", 5'2". So this is probably at like 5'3", 5'4". And I planted this last year. They're biennial. So I'm hoping that they drop seed and I can get more next year and I'll have to start all over again. This is a pot that I planted up. I always collect the seeds from this particular Rebecca. I always forget the name. It's some type of sunburst or sun something, but I always collect seeds and sow these in spring. Some dahlias that I got off clearance at Walmart. And then the mandevilla, the name I could not remember last year, of whites and red. The lady said this is supposed to be the climbing one. I can't tell right now. I think it's the bushy one, the bushing one. And I didn't know that mandevilla had a bushing version and a vining version. Of course, I want the vining. And she said the way you'll be able to tell this when you purchase it, it will be on somewhat like a trellis. So we shall see. Same identical pot over here. I just had to pull out the dahlia because it wasn't doing well. And there it is right there. But I have some small dahlia tubers that I'm going to pop in here. But anyway, basically the same type of pot. This is one of my mandarin trees or bushes, you should say. Myers lemon. Hopefully we will get some lemons. I don't know. I said, I'm going to try to bring these Hawaiian lemons in the house over the winter and see how they fare well. After I say I'm going to give it 2 more years. And if they don't give me fruit, I'm going to be over it, okay? I have chamomile popped in everywhere. I have, of course, marigolds and straw flowers, all the things popped in. My hardy hibiscus will be blooming soon. That's bee balm. This is some type of fern that comes back every year. Of course, the peonies are finished blooming. I got a hollyhock back there. I believe that this is a weed. This has to be a weed because I think I pulled this out the other day. It's just going to get taller and taller. I just got to put some long sleeves on and some good gloves and pull it out. The rain, when it rains really, really, really hard, it floods back here just a little bit, but it drains fast. But it's pushing the mulch into the grass. So I'm going to have to get some gloves and push all of that back. The lupin is bloomed. I still would get some lupin here and there. So, but this one did bloom. I wouldn't be surprised if I get some more blooms off of that. The hardy hibiscus is blended in there. Here are more of those lilies. More of the lilies. And then we got some sedum down there. We got echinacea, bee balm. I pack in this back wall of the yard. I just want it to be packed in. So I keep it full. Another lilac that has already bloomed. I always pop in cosmos. I put in a few poppies this year. Finally, I'm getting some. So I got a few poppies. There's another lupin. And I sometimes get my garden decor from the thrift store and just repurpose it, like that one right there. And there are more lilies. And the fact that what I love about these lilies, I can see these from the deck. And when I look out, I'm like, man, that is gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. I forget what this is, some type of spirea or whatever. The columbine has bloomed. We got a clematis that's growing up here. Just some flowers. I guess the rain took the flowers out. Another one of those ferns, fern-like shrubs. We got borage back here. Oh, she's really flooded back there. Wow. Oh, I don't know if y'all can look through there and see my neighbor. She's really flooded back there. Wow. And then a couple of other little things. This is actually a sweet pea that came back from last year. Now, heuchera, columbine, Japanese fern down there. Of course, this is like a catch-all area. Under that is compost that I dumped. And I probably lifted up and pour that rainwater that's in there on there and wet it some. This is another clematis that's just going all over the place. It's going all over here. I don't want it to go over there because if I want to use this cattle paddle, I'm going to have to cut it away. But that's the clematis. The garlic hasn't doing so well. I guess because we've been having this crazy weather. It's not dead, but it's not growing either. So we'll see. We'll see. This bed over here gets a lot of shade, and this is one of my dark leaf Maclephia hydrangeas that has the red blooms. We got what is it? Cilantro that's going into seed. Baby's breath that's going into seed. Jewel of Opal. I love to say it like that. Jewel of Opal. That's also a spring bloomer. I forget what you are. I can't think of it right now. We got apple mint, another clematis. We got creeping Jenny, chocolate mint. This is some type of thistle, blue ice thistle. I can't think of it, but I'm getting some blooms this year. Those of you who know me, I got allergies, so if I clear my throat too many times, excuse me. Again, this knockout rose has always done absolutely beautiful since the day I brought it home last year. It has just burst in size like crazy. And I bought this like in a gallon pot. And it is just like, oh my gosh, like taking over this. I may have to dig all this stuff out of here just to give it room. This is a mullein that I planted last year. Look, I can harvest these leaves. You use mullein as for respiratory issues. And I'm hearing you can actually roll this and smoke it. I mean, not like to get high, but to relieve yourself of respiratory issues. And you can also harvest the flowers. Isn't that awesome? Look how big that is. Then we also got the other same little blue-like thistle type flower, bachelor buttons. I do like bachelor buttons. I will be growing those again. And then my Gara looks like it wants to do something. So I've been really happy, and The flowers and plants have been really happy with all of this rain, even though, us humans, we kind of like, look, nah. So I got an apple on there. I might get 2 or 3 apples, guys. If these don't fall off, I might get 2 or 3 apples. There's another larger one on here somewhere. I just don't want to touch it too much. And I popped in some dill down up in there. The dill is going over here. I'm trying to bring in a swallowtail butterflies, which, they'll eat it all down. The worm, whatever you call it, the caterpillar will eat it all down, but of course they will turn into swallowtail butterflies. So at some point I'm gonna start seeing them around. Okay, so that's doing good. Another green stalk. I just popped in some petunias and some herbs. That's doing well. The strawberries are starting to fizzle out. That's another mandarin tree. That green stalk back there is doing good. I just walked through the web. I just saw it. These green stalks are doing good. I popped in some white onions. I'm probably going to take these cabbages out because we're going to be getting up in the 90s next week. I think I'm going to pop those out, bring them in the house where it's nice and cool, and let them continue to grow. And then when I see that they get a decent size, I'll bring them back out and put them out here like somewhere in the shade. This is another pot that I potted up of lilies and cosmos. I got to put my other green stalk on a spinner. So those are dahlias in there. This is lavender that I propagated from my lavender bushes that's on the border of the other flower bed I'll show you. But I cut these early spring and got them to root. And so now I have more lavender plants. I'm letting this nasturtium go into seed. Nasturtiums do not like hot weather. So because I really like that variegated leaf nasturtium, I'm letting that go into seed. I'm going to collect the seeds and I'll plant up some more midsummer and then grow more like late summer when it's starting to get cool again. This bed over here, everything is pretty much covered. I usually don't like to uncover everything because, oh, and it came all the way through here, y'all. This cucumber. So, yeah, I'm going to have to do something about this. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go in here and attach it to this. So yeah, when I get off with you guys, I'll do that. These are carrots. I'm just going to harvest them as I use them. I planted a new grapevine because this one I think is dead. So I planted a new one the other day. Another pot I planted up of petunias and coleus, and I think it's even some gaura in there. And I have the identical one over here, that blue pot. And then look, I'm getting grapes, guys. Getting grapes. They've gotten bigger with all this rain. I know they're going to swell even more. More lavender that I propagated from my old shrubs and bushes. Alyssum. Those are the strawberries. The strawberries are doing good. I can't complain about it. I have taken off a lot of runners because when I do see some nice fruit, I want to take off the runners so they won't take the energy from the fruit that could be getting bigger, but it won't get bigger because the runners is sucking up all the energy. So that's something that I learned. But anyway, have yet to get a bowl of strawberries, but I'm getting some. So this is mostly a lot of lime, basil, and peppers. And again, the rain is doing everybody justice. And if you can't see this, let me step back a little bit. They've gotten so much bigger. I have to harvest this lime basil. It's gotten so big this year and dry it out. You guys know I started these cayenne peppers so much earlier. That's why I got so many of them. So many. That's why I got so many of them. That's a golden raspberry bush that's reviving itself. We got dahlias over here. We got more peppers. We got peppers down there of Fresno and Serrano. Then you guys know over here, let me go inside the arbor. I'll show you guys the main thing I want to show you later. But going over to the other flower bed that's closest to the decks, all of these petunias I grew from seed. You guys can grow petunias from seed. Isn't that beautiful? That's absolutely beautiful. These are my other roses, my David Austin roses. They are climbers. That incredible hydrangea, I don't know how I feel about that, y'all. it droops a lot and the leaves rust out a lot. I don't know if it's because it's a young plant, but one of them is doing better than the other, and I will yank a plant out in a minute. So I may stake the one back there with the big old ball, but the one closest to this area, I may pull that because I'm not feeling it right now, but I'm trying to be patient and let it show me something different, right? So we got more lilies in here. I should have way more lilies coming up, the really tall white ones. But look at the lavender. The lavender is showing off as usual. And these are the lavender plants that I propagated from. That in spring, when I cut it back, and you only cut it back to the woody stems. You don't cut all the way down and cut past the woody stems because now you've killed your plant. Only cut the tender stems in spring. Leave the woody part because it's going to grow back. So anyway, I propagated spring, and that's why I got so many extra little plants around here that at one point I might dig out, like here, I might dig out some of that bald area right there where it's not really growing and plant the newer propagated lavender that I did. So, okay, now we got more dahlias here, more zinnias. So this is just a flower pot. I'm going to step back. You can see this David Austin rose I've had for like 3-4 years now. Yeah, this is a new one, the Julia Childs Tree Standard. That's an old one right there. She's older than this one. This one is older than this one. And I bought this bare root like at Home Depot, and she does very, very well. I've had some blueberries, a nice handful of blueberries the other day, and I just bought these 2 blueberry bushes, but I'm thinking about taking them out, and I think I'm gonna put them in one of the raised beds with a fig fruit bare root that I bought. It's a Chicago Hardy fig, so I may let them grow together, but I'm gonna have to do some research first. That's my quick fire hydrangea Resilience. If you want a hydrangea, you barely have to do anything to it. Maybe cut back the blooms in spring, just the bloom, not the stem, and don't do nothing else but fertilize it in spring. Get you a quick fire hydrangea. You don't have to do nothing. I mean, literally like 20% of a little maintenance, and that's it. I need to change out this water in this. I haven't been seeing the hummingbirds come here, so it's something going on with that, so I'm gonna have to find out. I got some sweet peas growing up that trellis. I got some Mexican sunflowers you will see at some point show up and show out. These are turnips in here. Something else is growing here. I think it's marjoram. I see a wasp, so I ain't gonna be here too long. So I want to pop this. I want to deadhead this rose right here. I can't help myself. Then I need to do some deadheading on that knockout rose. That's a spring blooming lotus something. I can't think of it right now, but I put some geraniums in there. These are 2 blueberry bushes, very young. They get bigger every year, but they're slow growers. But I definitely need to get back there and deadhead that knockout rose. This is a very tiny knockout rose that I had to cut back because it wasn't doing well. And this is another Incredible that's doing better than some of the other ones that I have. Let's see. I hate to take this off because the freaking cabbage moths are out now, and I had to go ahead and get rid of a lot of leaves because they got in here. And but look at that broccoli head. Woo, pretty. That is my first broccoli head. Look how big it is. This one is coming along. I can't show a lot. Okay, here's another one. And then let me see, because I did some spraying, some like organic spray that I made up for them, and I squished a bunch of them. But they got up under their child. They found a way. This is a cauliflower. Can you guys see that? Look at that cauliflower. I'm so excited. It's like, if that's the only one I get, I'll be happy with that, right? I look like something been digging in my, oh, see, y'all right. I'm trying to be careful with the bad language, but y'all, things be upsetting me. Just be upsetting me. And I got to learn how to filter that better. These are watermelons from Black Jewel to Moon and Stars. And oh yeah, that's how y'all got in here. Look, some been around here pitter-pattering around. So these are a couple of peppers, some nasturtiums, of course. See, some been in there doing something. That's the figgly fig. That's the hardy fig. Let's see what happens. We got borage back there. I don't know if y'all was able to see that, but yeah, that little stem right there is the bare root fig that I bought. We got one sweet potato plant that looked like it took off. This one looked like it might do something, but I'm gonna leave it alone. These are peanuts that I'm growing, and I heard you harvest these like potatoes. When they start dying back is when you know it's time to harvest them. So that's how I'll know. Anyway, we got zinnias over here. We got zinnias over here. We got moon and stars melons. We have mustard greens. We have kale. I have harvested from this bed 3 times. Okay. From the mustard greens to the collards to the kale. This is an onion that I'm letting go into seed. As you see, it has a little flower head. And this has to be some type of cabbage. Even if it doesn't bulb, I can still use the larger leaves. Yeah, this is some type of cabbage. Okay. This is the only one that's been giving me raspberries this year because I cut off my blooms last year. So it's like starting all over again. But I'm not upset about it. It's just a learning, something that I learned. But I know it'll do better next year because now I know better not to cut it hard and cut off my blooms. Okay, now this is my sweet potato bed that's doing awesome. This is the one where all of the slits took off. And as you see, they're starting to vine. Let me move these because they'll start attaching themselves to these supports for coverage. And we don't want that to happen, right? So let me put this stuff over here. Okay, now it could attach to here. But yeah, so those are my sweet potatoes. That is actually rue, R-U-E, which is medicinal. I have to get back here. I have to literally come back here to get the calendula because I can't get the calendula because I had to add, oh shoot, I had another little thing I had to put back here because something was getting up in my bed over here with all my tomatoes. So I may uncover this today just for a little bit because it's tomatoes. They don't mess with these as much because it's not like the fruit is showing just yet. So I just really cover to keep animals for probing and digging. So especially when the fruit is on here because you want some fruit, right? So yeah, so I'm gonna let these be for a little bit and then I'll just cover them. Let me hold on. I'll cover them back up later. Yeah, and then I got some Poland beans back here that I'm trying to get to attach. Yeah, this one is attaching. Yeah, so those are Poland beans. So yeah, we got some, I know some Alice Dream tomatoes. I know we got the yellow cherry tomatoes. We got okra. As you see, the okra. We got flowers. So we're getting something. I would have to really dig down in here for you guys to see the labels. Sorrel. I do not like sorrel raw. I have to put sorrel like in soups and stuff because sorrel raw is bitter to me. It was too bitter. Okay. Okay, let's try not to trip as I walk over these little support beams. So we got okra in there. We have a lot of peppers in there. We got snapdragons in there. I'm sorry, guys. I did not uncover. It's a lot of work to cover this stuff back up. And I'm on my lunch. So we got serrano peppers, jalapeno peppers. I bought a mammoth jalapeno out of Home Depot because I needed something to pop in an empty space. So I did that too in the other bed with the hardy fig. So yeah, so the rain is doing the garden justice. I cannot complain. As I keep saying, I popped in some watermelons over here. And because I'm in zone, why I look like something over here moving stuff? Because I'm in zone 6 and we don't get a long period of warm weather, I buy the mid-size melons, the ones that don't need as much time as the larger ones do. So these probably only take about 65, I say between 70 and 90 days. You just got to start the seeds early. That's the thing. Oh, look like my red onions is trying to act out. Thank you. Even though I put a lot of onions in here, but I don't see a whole bunch of them. But I end up buying some onion sets and just try to get as much onions as I can because onions you can always dry out onion powder, or you can freeze. There's a Snapdragon I popped in that's coming up. But the main thing I want to show you guys, outside of updating you guys on the fruits and vegetables, and oh, look at that cabbage trying to do something. Oh, hold on, trying to do something. But the main thing I want to update you guys on is, oh God, see, this is how, you see that little opening down there? This is how they're getting in. Y'all, because I'm telling you, these little moths, they will find a way. The main thing I want to show you guys that we are finally done with the deck. And when I say the deck, if you watched the earlier video of mine, I was saying that a friend of ours, a friend of the family, was going to build a pergola onto the existing deck. And he did. And it's finally finished. And look at that. So my husband has meshed and everything all in to protect us from the bugs. He got a little finishing touches to do. He has decided, which I knew he was going to do, that he wants to cover the larger side of the roof. I wanted rainproof, so we did those like panels at the top. Now he wants to do that side. And if you ever hear me say my side, his side, that's only because I sit the majority of the time on the upper level, and he sits the majority of the time on the lower level. So we always say, well, your deck or my deck, or your side or my side. So that's the only reason why I may speak of it in that way. Anyway, now he wants to cover his because we had such a hard rain last night, and he thoroughly enjoys sitting on the upper deck where there is rain protection, and was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna do that other side. Now he has to do some little bit of caulking here and there, because you know rain will find its way in some kind of way, but it's definitely not like being rained on. Okay, so he's done. I am happy. I'm so glad we did this, and I'm gonna walk you guys up the stairs so you can see the new furniture that I ordered. Okay. Look at the fountain. The fountain is doing what fountains should do. Look at that. Of course, I wanted the 3,000, 4,000 fountain, but I was like, too big for my space. I didn't want to do that huge, large investment, so I bought this huge pot out of Ollie's for like $50, and I bought a what color thing? A solar fountain. And this one absorbs the sun just like it does the solar lights. So this one doesn't have to have the sun on it in order to work. It absorbs the sun. So therefore, through the night, it's still, it's still going. And it lights up. So it's very pretty at night. I'll try to remember to give you guys a nighttime vision. Okay. So let's walk over to the deck. So most of the furniture is up there. Of course, this furniture is all out of order because he wants to put the panels up there. But we're giving this bench away because we don't need no. It's just too much. So we're giving this bench away, and then it'll just be this seating set, that bench, and the swing, and then that bench over there can stay. But we don't need like 1,000 benches. Like, I'm still trying to get him to get rid of chairs, right? So these, you guys know, these geraniums I grew from seed. Coleus down there grew from seed. That's can't get any light, but I'm gonna take them out and put them in the front. It's a little bit more shade and light up there, but at least they'll be able to grow. But I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do with these two pots. But they're absolutely beautiful. These two green stalks, of course, everything is grown from seed. I bought a spinner for that one that I need to replace, but I won't do it yet because it keeps raining, and those things are very, very heavy. So I got the lettuces, Thai basil, rosemary, chives, celery, alyssum, petunias, all the things in there. And I've been harvesting a lot of lettuce because, like I said, next week it's going to be in the 90s. So anyway, okay. So this is his door. He got the magnetic mesh door. So when you open, it just closes right on back. We're going to play with it for a minute. Okay, there you go. There you go. It closes right back. So all of this is meshed in. He got to add some trim to certain areas. And then we have a fan, an outdoor ceiling fan. So we're going to see how that works. And we could try that today, okay? But he covered up his stuff so they wouldn't get wet because he is exposed to the weather. This is a giant wine bottle that I used to put some solar lights in and just use it as another way of having light on the deck. Now this is the new furniture. This is the new furniture. I can now stretch out. check me out. The lighting is not doing this space justice, but you guys, if you go back and look at some older videos, I just had a conversation set, like a love seat in the chair, in these two chairs. But I want to stretch out. Like my husband be down here stretched out, sleep, just kicking it. Okay, so I was like, I need to stretch out. So I finally found something I like. I'm a blue-green girl, so I ended up getting this color. So we got the two ottomans, we got the two tables, and this is like 112 inches. So it was just the perfect size that we can stretch it all the way to the length of this part of the day and then stretch out. So I've been loving it. The kids been loving it. My husband been loving it. So yeah, everything is like really working out and we're excited about it. Matter of fact, let me step back a little bit and close this in some. Yeah. So you walk up, this is what you see. I'm probably going to change that little green light tablecloth thing that I've had from the previous set, but I just want to cover up that little storage container. Love my table, love that. Got that chair in the corner. We got another fan, and you guys know about that already, a little tilting fan. I have it on. I didn't have to change my curtains. They blend right on in, and it's just a very cozy space, and it's so pretty out here at night. Maybe I'll insert a picture later. But just want to give you guys an update on what I got going on out here. And this is my vision of what I see when I walk out. And of course, at some point, the arbor would be filled with polling beans and melons and all the things. And that grapes will be maybe covering the arbor, maybe halfway at least this year. But again, like I said, you can see the lilies. You see the lilies and everything. So yeah, I'm happy. We're almost at the finish line. As soon as he's done with his, we can really sit back and relax. But to let you guys know how things were going, I have washed my hair and I got conditioner and all the things. So sorry I don't look like lights, camera, in action. Can't do it right now. Get back on the clock. I used y'all for my lunch hour to update you guys because I know I've been going a long time. But I appreciate y'all. And I thank y'all for those who do check out my videos, who do click like, subscribe, and give me a comment, ask a question. You know, I'm a Master Gardener intern in Illinois. I do the South Side, so I'm still learning some things, and that's fun. That's part of my retirement plan. And again, I just want to update you guys. But like I always say, be blessed, but also be a blessing. All right, you guys take care.